boy. Bill 47 all day for real AMP and Popoff, popping off as much rugby league information as possible. Right now, another addition to the all-time shockers playlist. Some of the worst games we've ever seen in the history of Australian Rugby League. And so you don't miss any essential rugby league information watching this video in its entirety, as per always. So, this time, episode 17 on the all-time shockers playlist, the 2009 round 3 game, where St George Illawarra Dragons eventually scraped past Cronulla Soward Sharks 10 points to 6 at Kogarah Oval. Game that I went to, and I was expecting big things from, because St George Illawarra and Cronulla, of course, that's a local derby, and we always get a big crowd. Whether it's played at Kogarah or at Wollongong or at Shark Park, we always get a huge crowd, and yeah, most of the time it's a fascinating tussle between two of the game's fiercest half rivals, but not on this occasion. On this occasion, nothing doing. Absolute claptrap, absolute rubbish from both teams. Both teams could not get out of their own way, could barely hold the ball, could barely put a foot right. Both teams, reserve grade teams, would have beat them the way they both played on this occasion. Now, for Cronulla in 2009, unfortunately, with all due respect, that wasn't unusual, because they had a terrible season and they finished second last in 2009. But St George Illawarra Dragons in 2009, they had a brilliant season. The Dragons breathed fire for most of the 2009 season, set the competition alight, before eventually, at the end of the 2009 season, they capitulated, lost the last few games of the season, and also lost their two finals games to be eliminated. But for most of the 2009 Dragons were brilliant, but not on this occasion. So, the only scores... first of all, the referees, two referees, Gavin Badger and also Tony De Los Heras. The crowd, 20,847 people. Those 20,000 people deserve much better than what we saw. I was one of them. I got to go to this one, expecting something brilliant, but that didn't eventuate. Very disappointing. So, Gavin Badger and Tony De Los Heras referees, crowd, 20,847 people. Played on the 29th of March, year 2009, Sunday afternoon game in round 3. Before I forget to put that important information in. So for St George Illawarra, the only two tries, one by the halfback Ben Hornby and the other one by the second row Ben Creagh, and they were both situations where there was just a loose ball on the ground, and Hornby and Creagh just had to pick the ball up and dive over the line. The 5'8" Jamie Soward getting 1 goal from 2 attempts for St George Illawarra, while for Cronulla, their only try by the fullback David Simmons, and the winger Covell converting that 1 goal from 1 attempt. So 2009 round 3, one of the worst games we've ever seen. St George Illawarra Dragons 10, defeating Cronulla Sharks 6. At Kogarah Oval on the Sunday afternoon. And thank you so much for watching all the way through to the end. So most importantly, you didn't miss any crucial rugby league information. And thank you even more for that all-day, head-popping, body-destroying, brutal support. Your boy all day, the Hill 47. Toodaloo.